What's up, family? Welcome to Ask to My Aunts,
where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
I mean, that right there is real.
It's just me. It's just in me. Dang. Why you brush my face? Let's see if you go 3 for 3. All right, everybody, we got a question in from a newly married couple. They've been newly married for about 6 months, and this sister is having issues.
Big issues.
Big issues. So we're going to do our best to sum this up. All right, they dated for 1.5 years. Like I said, been married for 6 months. When they first got married, the young lady writes in and says that they were both financially struggling. Yeah. She didn't have any problem taking care of the bills and that kind of thing initially, because he had to close down a business and they merged households. He came to live with her, and that's fine. But she said the first big issue that has popped up is she realized that he is a pathological liar.
What?
Pathological, yes, pathological. She said that he has lied about everything. For example, he had an ATM card. He carried around 2 ATM cards, and every time they'd be out and it'd be time to use them to fill up the gas tank for gas, that kind of thing, they wouldn't work. They tried to go on an important business trip, and he said he had money. He said he had just gotten $1,500, and they was on their way out of town, and they needed money, couldn't use the cards. So they had to go back home. So she said, you know, she was just like, what's going on with this ATM card?
That sounds kind of shady. Sounds kind of scandalous to me.
So when they got back home, she said it was a Saturday, so he couldn't call the bank. She said, you need to get online and see what's going on with this card, because we can't function without having access to your money, to our money, right? Yeah. He got on it there, on the computer, and then what came across the screen was, this account has been closed for 2 years.
I wonder what he was thinking.
We ain't laughing at you, but we like, what?
No, I'm laughing at you. I wonder what you was thinking when you was typing on the computer, knowing that your account was closed. What was you thinking if she's standing over top of your shoulder?
So she said she was standing behind him, and she's like, what is going on? Why would you lie to me about that? You knew when you got on this computer to talk to the bank that the daggone account been closed for 2 years?
So what was the excuse?
He said he just didn't want to tell her. You know, he just said he didn't want her to. What did she say? Let me not make nothing up. Let me make sure. But this is what it says here.
We're waiting.
I'm sorry. He just said he just didn't want her to know. She asked him, why would you lie to me about something like that? A lot of people function without ATM cards. He said he just didn't want to let her know. He didn't want her to know. So we know it's deeper than that, right? Number 2, taxes. Everybody got to pay their taxes. Well, he hasn't been doing that. She was depending on his tax situation, I guess some refund money, whatever, for her daughter getting ready to go to college, to be able to use some of that money. Didn't do that. Couldn't access that money. And she finds out that he owes back child support, and they're currently taking half of his income. Major issue that she found out about. She pays all the bills now. She's taken on that responsibility because she says he'll lie about paying the bills, and she'll get some type of phone call or notice saying that the bills have not been paid. So she has to take that responsibility on because he's not been doing that. When she asked him, why do you lie to me about all of these kinds of things when it comes to money? Why are you lying to me? He says he lies to her because she pushes him to lie when she asks him how the bills are going, and he feels a need to lie because he doesn't want her to know that he doesn't have all of the money to pay the bills. He says he does it to protect her feelings, and he doesn't want her to be upset or to worry.
So she makes him lie.
She makes him lie because he doesn't want her to be upset. He doesn't want her to have any issues when he lets her know, you know, I'm having a hard time figuring out how to pay all these bills.
So again, she makes him lie.
Yes. All right. Disrespectful. He rants and raves. He cusses and says that she's overly sensitive when she brings up these things. She'll catch him in lies, and you know, he says, you think you're Miss Perfect and you don't do anything wrong. When he realizes he's busted, and so he just cusses her out, you know, and then he'll flip it, you know, after a little while, say he's sorry and he doesn't know what's wrong with him, and please be patient with him and help me be the man that I need to be. So she goes through it all over again. They start a new week and some more lies come the next week.
I know some of y'all could probably relate to that right there. That song and dance. Y'all seen that movie before.
Right. So basically, we can go on and on and on, but we basically know that this couple has a history of lying from this young man. And I keep saying young, guys. I don't know if it's a young lady, young man. That's just something that I've been saying. So,
but I mean, she has some baggage. She got some baggage she's bringing into the relationship.
She has some baggage, yeah. She does say that she was physically abused in one of her relationships. I think in her first serious relationship. Her first marriage was a sham, and she said she was being used by the guy to get back at the ex-wife and that kind of thing. So she is very emotionally sensitive when it comes to men, and very on guard and that kind of thing. You know, he puts her down and calls her out of her name and all that kind of stuff. He also threatens to leave her, and she says specifically leave her and the kids destitute, because he knows that she can't afford their living situation on their own. And he also threatens to leave, basically emotionally, stack his money while he's still there, and then just bounce. And so she just says, how much is too much? Why do men feel they can say and do anything to their wife? They should treat their marriage like they would treat that six-figure job. They should show up on time and earlier, dress to the T, go over and beyond to keep it, work overtime if necessary. They need to be on their P's and Q's because they don't want to mess up and lose this good thing they got going on. Why can't men apply that kind of mentality to their marriages?
You are attracting a certain kind of dude into your life.
Because all men are what? They're what?
Well, I don't know.
Not like this.
Yeah. All men ain't like this.
You're bringing folks into your life who ultimately misuse and abuse you.
Yeah.
They misuse and abuse you, and this is a theme. This is a trend, which means there is something that you are attracted to in brothers who misuse and abuse. So you need to be clear that that comes from you.
He needs you because you might provide some sense of stability and that sense of support that he needs to elevate in his life. But the reality is that that thing has to be reciprocated. You can't be giving and giving and giving into the relationship and not be receiving anything at all.
You are bringing that energy into your life. Your energy goes out, and those brothers say, this is the kind of woman that I would like. Because there are some women who ain't having that. And those brothers, they can't even get with them. They can't even begin to figure out how to engage in a conversation with them. They can't do it because these women are like, no, I'm not the one. I value myself. I know who I am. And there's some things that are not showing up quite right with you. So they ain't giving them the time of day. But you do. You do. And you need to ask yourself, why is that?
You really need to do some serious soul searching, some serious introspection, and really just get to the root of like what's going on and why you're attracting the dudes that you're attracting.
I don't think that you've done your homework. You have been married for 6 months, but you dated, you said, for 1.5 years. And she did say in this letter that she feels like she asked all the right questions, and she told him what kind of man she was looking for. But I would dare say perhaps you talked too much. You didn't observe and listen and really look good enough. I just don't believe that this man didn't show himself to you until y'all got married. All of a sudden, 6 months into the marriage, he just now started showing his colors.
Yeah.
No. You was just colorblind before y'all got married. So, again, look at the theme here. It seems like a theme for you in your relationships is finding folks who don't value you, who don't uplift you, and who don't reflect the light that is hiding inside of you. And I say it's a light that's hiding inside of you because when you let your light shine, then somebody else shows up with the same kind of light, and you reflect each other's lights. I would dare say you could not have had premarital counseling because any good premarital counselor would have said you all are not ready to be married. You shouldn't be finding out that, child support is an issue when you're in the marriage. You should really be clear about where his finances stand and where your finances stand, not once you are married. Not once you're married, you say, let's sit down and look at everything and let's see where we are. Before you're married, you need to know what the other person's credit score is before you get married. You need to know what they owe. You need to know if it's really a strength of theirs to handle their finances or if that's something that they really have to work on. And then when you know that about the other person, you know what you're getting yourself into, and you can take on, I'm going to take on this particular responsibility and you're not. or vice versa, because we know this about each other, because we've done some work to get to know each other. So all of this to say, he need to get in therapy, and so do you. You need to get in therapy. If y'all weren't married, I would tell you right now, you don't need to be married. Y'all don't need to start this thing because y'all are not ready. You're already married though. So I would say, go to individual counseling, get in couples counseling, be real with yourself, be honest with yourself, be honest with each other, and y'all need to get ready, because y'all definitely need to stop playing and start pushing.